Molly Matheson, Christy Hartford, Tina Bomberg, Kylan McCullough, Kate Hatchell, Julia Anarumo, Riley Hatchell, Madeline Bourgeois, Jessica Plens, and Emily Rainey Paget with Christina Jensen in goal. And it looks like all of the seniors are pretty much going to start this game for the Lancers, Dave.
Yeah, 7 seniors on this Liberty team. There's a good shot of one of them. That's the goaltender. That's Christina Jensen. But 7 seniors, they'll all get the start. And you might look at that and say, hey, this is a very experienced team. Well, most of these girls, especially for the Liberty team, they've only been playing about a year and a half. This is just the second season of girls field hockey at Liberty. It's a District 20 team. We'll tell you more about that later. But they've got girls from every school in District 20 that make up this Liberty Lancer field hockey team.
St. Mary's Academy will start with the ball as they won the toss, I believe. Vera Logan is set to put the ball in play, and we will wait for the officials' whistle here. I believe the official adjusting some sort of equipment on his wrist before we get ready to go, and now he's good. Pulling his whistle out, checking with the goaltenders. Yeah, we're good to go.
Check in with us, of course.
And here we go as the Wildcats try and push the ball up the field. On the outside, that's Reagan Rychecki. Moving inside. Good job by the defense of the Lancers to cut that off. That's Anarumo. And you told me, Dave, I'll be calling Anarumo a lot today. She does a good job defensively for the Lancers in the middle.
She really does, Brian. You will. She's listed as a forward midfielder, and she will play all over the place. She's typically a center mid, and she is involved in the play offensively, defensively, particularly on the defensive end where they're at right now. She's aggressive. She jumps in the play, and she'll do what she can to get the ball moving north for this Lancer team.
Try and move that ball forward. The Lancers try to get it. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be Wildcats ball right there. And again, it's Logan who will start the play. Nice interception there by the Lancers.
Well, and just playing that ball in from the sideline, not a lot to shoot at. You could see all the white jerseys. They were covering up the blue. They were in front. That's Anarumo with the ball right there as she tries to get it up across the midfield.
The Wildcats cut her off, coming back the other way. Jasmine Beal will send it to the side, almost cut off, and a good job there by the Lancers on defense. Great job stealing that ball away by Molly Matheson. But then the Wildcats gained it right back. Here come the Wildcats moving in, and there's a whistle, and the Wildcats will go from there. Quick restart right there by the Wildcats, trying to catch the Lancers off guard. Dave, what makes this sport so hard, and if you're watching at home and you've never seen this before, maybe you just tuned in, is you can only play the ball with the front of the stick. You can't play it with the back half of the stick. You have to turn, and you cannot box out like they do in basketball where you can just maybe get in front of someone and get in the way between them and the ball, because that's called obstruction. You can't do that in this sport.
Yeah, can't do that. And a few things, it is field hockey, but it is way different than ice hockey. And a couple of the things differences are if the ball touches your foot, and if there's an advantage gained by the other team, there's a violation. So you can't touch your foot. You can't play it with the backhand. There's a few little nuances about the field hockey game that are way different than the ice hockey variety.
Yeah, well, you saw our photographer down there, Rob Parrish. He would have been in violation because it touched his foot.
Absolutely, yeah. Hope his foot's okay. That ball is awful hard down there.
Vera Logan with a restart again. The Wildcats try and set something up. Can only score from inside the circle, and Logan will try and find a teammate breaking inside there. Good job again defensively by Plens there. And the Lancers will try and move the ball up the field.
That's a football right there. So that was Tina Bomberg who had it, and that's a strategy as well. If you have that defender in front of you, if you play the ball off of their foot, you get the ball, you get to advance that yardage. And the other team, you see it again right here, the Wildcats, they have to back up 5 yards. So that's another strategy. You can just work your way up the field, just playing balls off of foots and shins, and that's probably how I would have played it. If you don't have a whole lot of skill, just keep batting it forward.
Plens will take it here, move it forward to Matheson. Stolen away. Anarumo right there will get the call.
That's one of those obstruction calls right there, Brian, as Anarumo was trying to come around the backside to play it and just a little box-out maneuver. And in field hockey, you can't do that. They'll call it, but the Wildcats take control, and they have played this whole half so far. Almost 5 minutes of it has been all in the Liberty end.
Yeah, they're really controlling the ball well, which is something that their coach told us about, Sarah Jacobs, before the game. So they want to make Chris keep the passes short so you can complete them. It's another call.
Well, and a lot of this half has been played down in the Liberty end, but Liberty's done a good job of keeping it out to the perimeter. They haven't had a whole lot of opportunities in the circle, and offensively, that's where you want to get it right there. Get in the circle. Maybe you get a violation, get a corner out of it.
It's flicked out. Darian Smith tries to play it for the Wildcats. Matheson is there for the Lancers. A nice sweeping move gets it to Anarumo, but back in there for the Wildcats, and we've got another call.
And this is going to be a corner, and that's what you want to do offensively is get the ball in the circle. And once you're in there, like you said, you have to. If you're going to score, that shot has to come from inside the circle, so you have a chance to score. But you can also get a violation that leads to this, which is going to be a corner. So you'll see St. Mary's, they'll line up outside of the circle. This ball has to come outside of the circle before they can shoot it.
Avery Butler sends it down. Stopped there. Push forward. The Wildcats continue to try and move that forward, but they just couldn't get anything set up as the Lancers defense comes in close on them. Now that ball is close, and we've got a whistle, and we've got a back of stick obstruction.
Yeah, we have an obstruction call right there. So, and that's when you get those corners, a lot of the goals are scored in this game off a corner. So defensively, if you can find a way to fend that off and get the ball out of the circle, that's a good thing. And Liberty made a substitution into the game, number 21, Penny Schwab.
Schwab is in there on the left side now. And that ball goes out, and it'll be Lancer ball right there. Riley Hatchell, one of the captains on this Lancer team, tried to play it ahead to Schwab. Just missed her, but it's picked up in the middle by Madeline Bourgeois. She'll get the call. They back off, and here we go. Up the field, here come the Lancers. Their first time across midfield with the ball. Overrunning it slightly. Mac Dudevor try to get it inside to Bomberg. It'll come back out, and the Lancers will move it right back in. Schwab sends it inside, looking for Bomberg. Bomberg right at the top of the circle. Couldn't turn on it there. And it goes out of bounds. Nope, it does not. The Wildcats will play it. Excuse me, that was Mac Dudevor in there, not Bomberg.
Well, and that was the first time Liberty had not only got the ball over midfield, they got it all the way down into the circle, had a chance, but good job by St. Mary's. They take it right back the other way.
Good defense there by the Lancers. Kylan McCullough cut that one off, and she will push it forward. Try to get it to Anarumo, cut off now by Jasmine Beal. Wildcats lost it out of bounds. Kylan McCullough will pick it up there. Tried to sweep it forward. Good play defensively, but they make her back off. You got to give her 5 yards. Jessica Plenz will now play it. Avery Butler cuts it off, but here comes the Lancers. And now Darian Smith breaking through for the Wildcats. Wildcats doing a good job of keeping possession of that ball and just moving it forward.
And doing a good job of protecting. At that time, they drew an obstruction call against Liberty. And, you know, you talk about in any sport you play, whether it's basketball, protecting the ball, protecting the puck. In this one, you're protecting that ball and turning your body, and you can't obstruct anybody. So that's when you do that and you do a good job of protecting, you can get some calls like that.
On the left side now, moved ahead for the Wildcats. Pushed forward against the defense. They'll try and move it inside, and another good job by the Lancers to get that ball cleared out of there. Kylan McCullough doing a good job defensively so far today.
That was a great job by McCullough of getting down low and using the length of that stick to block that ball.
Lookout ball is right in the center, and we have a call. Another, is that an obstruction?
This is going to be, it's an obstruction and going to lead to another corner, the second corner of the game for St. Mary's. And the last time, the ball came out just a little too far. Ideally, you want that ball just to come out maybe about a foot or so, set it up, make a quick pass across for a shot before the defenders. As you can see, they have to line up in the net, so they have to come running out and they have to get in position. So the quicker you can make that pass, the better.
Avery Butler sweeps it out. It's stopped right there by Rychek. A shot inside. They've got Plenty of players inside there, and now we've got another call off the foot. And again, we will get a corner.
Yeah, and you talk about being in the circle and you get shots, you get a lot of those violations, and a lot of times in this game when you see one corner, they will snowball quickly because you just keep possession of the ball and you keep it inside that circle.
Avery Butler will sweep it out from the corner. This time comes well up top. That shot goes off the post. Off the post. A great shot there by Vera Logan. Went all the way through and got off the post. Who was the best friend of Christina Jensen at this moment.
Well, he certainly was, and then a good job by Kate Hatchell of getting in. Here comes the shot. You'll see it get all the way through. Gets off of there, and then Hatchell comes in, sweeps it away.
Good job again by the Liberty defenders, but they have been very busy here in the first 10 minutes of this first half. Gonna have another corner.
Well, and this is, I mean, when you spend this much time in your own end, and especially with these corners, and not only do you see the ladies that are lined up in the net, but the rest of the team has to back up to the 50-yard line. They have to stay beyond the 50-yard line until that ball is touched. So you're spending a lot of energy running back and forth on these defensive corners.
So Avery Butler, again, puts it in play. This time it comes up top to Rychecki. She's got a player, and it's swept out of there. And a good job again defensively by Hatchell, Kate Hatchell. Hatchell twins on this Liberty Lancer team.
Yep, and that was Kate Hatchell that swept that, and she was a little upset with herself because she wanted to sweep it out to the sideline, and they play it in. Instead, when the ball goes over the end line, you'll see right now, they're going to bring this out to the 25-yard line. There'll be a free hit for the Wildcats from there.
And it looks like Lily Karbowski took the hit. And there's Logan again, moving it inside. Rychecki. Lancers really having to clamp down on defense. Riley Hatchell. We'll move it forward. The official says, no, that was not played yet. Back off. And there's a whistle against Bomberg.
That's a hack or a slash, as they'll call it in field hockey, and she went to play that ball and just caught her opponent's stick with the hook of her own stick. That's a violation.
Here comes Rychecki inside, and another corner for the Wildcats. And if you're the Lancers, you got to be careful here. You don't want to give up too many of these corners because it does give you wide open opportunities sometimes to get goals.
Well, it really does, and you can just see the outnumbered situation. How many blue jerseys are right around the top of that circle, and Liberty's been fortunate that St. Mary's hasn't played one of these cleanly.
Butler sends it out. They get it back to Rychecki. Rychecki in the middle. Tries to send it towards the blocks. Nice block kicked out of there by Jensen. And we've got another call.
Yep, it was kicked out by Jensen, then it hit the foot of one of the Liberty players, which leads to yet another corner. That was a pretty good opportunity. We'll take a look at it right here. Comes off, just off of a backhand. It went off the foot of the Liberty player and into Jensen.
Butler again. Rychecki stops it, sends it over. Nice job by Matheson trying to get it there, and she will get the call by the Wildcats. And the Lancers will take it over. They'll try and move it up the field now. Anarumo. No. Wildcats get it.
Well, and Liberty just cannot seem to get out of their own end. They've given up 6 corners to the St. Mary's team, and they got to find a way to play on the other end of the field. This field has been slanted big time in favor of the Wildcats.
On the far side now, here come the Wildcats. Sweeping it inside. They got a player in there. Jensen stops that ball. Good job. Schwab comes up and plays it. And now we've got another call. An obstruction.
Yep, I think this is going to be a penalty stroke right here. We'll see. Was the ball covered up and he came up, he made the X with his arms. Both teams are coming off.
He's got the green card out, so that's going to be a 2-minute penalty. I'm not sure who he called it on. He's holding the green card up. Here's another look at it.
See if we can sort out what happened in there.
May have been away from the camera. He's talking to both coaches right now, holding up that green card. And they got to write everything down in their little notebooks.
They've stopped the clock, and boy, as soon as they blew the whistle on that one, both teams just scattered right off of the field. So the players on each team knew what was going on. Yeah. We didn't know exactly what was going on, but they certainly did. They both ran to their benches, and we'll see if we can figure out what they called on that.
The officials are discussing it. It was I mean, and he used a green card, which typically will leave you a man down for a couple of minutes.
Yep.
But we didn't see who they're sending over. He did call both coaches over to talk about it, Jessica Nurkowski and Sarah Jacobs. Neither of them seem to argue much with the call, but they're both talking to their teams right now. 16:51 left in the first half. And if you're Jessica Nurkowski, you're probably telling your Lancers, ladies, we've got to get the ball on the other end.
Right, absolutely. I mean, this might be a good break here for Liberty, depending on what that call was, if it went against the Lancers or not. But just the break, the chance to come over and talk to your coach here it could be huge. I mean, they played this whole game in Liberty's end of the field. St. Mary's had 6 corners. They've had 3 shots on goal. Jensen has made a couple of saves in this game, and Liberty's got to find a way not only get control of the ball, but let's get it across midfield and play on the other side for a little while.
And while we have a second, we can talk about Christina Jensen, who leads the state with 59 saves on the year. She's done a great job for this Liberty team.
Well, she really has. I mean, offensively, they've scored 12 goals, which is more than double the amount they scored all last season, and Christina's been solid in net. And, you look at the number of saves, that means your team has given up a pretty good bit of shots as well. But, boy, Christina's been there all season for this Lancer team.
Well, I'm seeing 11 players out there for the Lancers. We're getting intel that the official thought that there's a look at the replay again, number 23. It looks like that could have been Riley Hatchell that the official thought hit deliberately in the leg.
Yeah, but we are 11 on 11. There's nobody sitting at the scorer's table, so we are right back to play, and Lancers have possession.
Maybe the officials, that's why they called both coaches over to say we made a mistake. Wildcats moving ahead, at least further up the field now. The Lancers need to get possession of this ball. Nice job by Schwab defensively there. Good job keeping her stick on the ball. Good play, keeping it inbounds. Bomberger's right there, but she can't get control of it. And now we're going to get the call, and the Wildcats will get possession.
Really nice job by Penny Schwab. She got down low with the stick and just stayed in the fight the whole time, stayed in the fight, kept the ball in play, and see if Liberty can get a little inspiration out of that.
Here's a bouncing ball in the circle. And an obstruction call, and it'll go the Lancers' way. So let's see if the Lancers can get this ball up the field a little bit. Riley Hatchell plays it forward. Intercepted by the Wildcats, and it comes back.
That's your forwards jumping back into the play. Tina Bomberg, as we talked about, leads this team with 7 goals, and typically she's playing at the other end of the field. Your forwards got to come back. They got to help defensively as well.
Now on the far side of the field, Wildcats running it up. More good defensive play by Kylan McCullough. Lancers trying to keep possession of it, and they get it over to Matheson on the side, and here we come. Let's see if the Lancers can keep possession or at least keep it on this end for a while. They get an obstruction call. They'll get it right there. Madeline Bourgeois pushes it forward. They've got numbers. Mac Dudavor sending it goalward. Stopped there by the Wildcats, but the Lancers are still alive inside here. Now an obstruction call, and back to the Wildcats it goes.
That's going to go against Molly Matheson trying to jump in there, and either gets the obstruction or the foot call. That little rush right there for Liberty all started with the play of Madeline Bourgeois right in the middle of the field. As you want to try to play wide, and as we talked to the coaches and Jessica Nurkowski for Liberty before the game, they got to get the ball wide. You want to spread everybody out, and then you can work back to the middle. That's exactly what Madeline Bourgeois did. She took that ball, made a good hard pass wide, and it led to a good rush for the Lancers.
And Arumo sends it in. It's going to go just wide of the post on the outside. What an an attempt by Julia Anarumo to send that ball towards the net.
Well, I take another look at a little seeing eye ball that just got through everything. How does that ball get through clean? There's feet and shin guards and sticks and everything else. And, well, she put a little steam on that ball. It rolled through everybody and came up about 6 inches just outside of the post.
Kate Frankmore had to dive for that one, and luckily it was just wide for the Wildcats. Out comes Jensen to the goal. There's our first goal of the game for the Wildcats. And that's going to come from Rychecki. Let's take a look at it.
We'll take another look right here, but they get the ball in the circle. Rychecki just all alone, and she turned. Christina Jensen came out, had to try to make an aggressive move and try to kick it away from her. For Liberty defensively, they just can't let Rychecki be right there by herself. She fields it cleanly, turns on the forehand. Jensen tries to come out and make a play on it, but she's not able to. The goal goes to Rychecki, and St. Mary's Academy goes up 1-0.
Reagan Rychecki, one of the captains on this St. Mary's Academy team, along with Lily Loftus and Lily Karbowski. And so, St. Mary's Academy has a 1-0 lead. And they're pushing it forward, looking for more. There's Rychecki again. The Lancers down inside, and we're going to get a call coming back to the Lancers. Pushed way ahead. Nice hit there by the Lancers, Hatchell. But the Wildcats are back, and they cover it. Here comes Vera Logan. Inside again, they look for Rychecki. Schwab. And there's another call.
And that's just outside the circle as Penny Schwab came out and contested that ball, and it went off of her foot, not inside, so they will get a free hit right here from the 15-yard line.
Vera Logan tries to get it back on the other side to Darian Smith. And a good job defensively, and there's a steal for the Lancers. Pushing it up the field was Mac Dudavor. The Wildcats quickly back to capture it back, but Matheson steals it back. And they get a whistle, and the Lancers will take over right there. Now they should move their players forward and get a midfielder to come up and play this, and they do. Hatchell sends it forward. Nope, it's out of bounds. Good try, though. Mac Dudavor was back there.
Really good chance right there. And Riley Hatchell's got a great first pass on that drive, and she, again, tried to take it wide, and that's what these coaches want. If they can get the forwards working wide, you had Molly Matheson over there, you had Mac Dudavor over there. If they could get something going wide, force St. Mary's to spread out a little bit, but they just weren't able to. That ball got out of bounds.
There's a nice lift for the Wildcats into the center of the field. Rychecki is there, but it's cut off by Hatchell. Hatchell pushes it forward. Just not enough Lancers going forward for this ball. The Wildcats play it to the left side of the field. Vera Logan sends it out of bounds, and it'll be Liberty ball.
Well, on this Liberty team, they can come from behind. They're down 1-0 early in this game. Their most recent game, they tied Cheyenne Mountain in a game. They got behind in that one. They were down 2-1 in the second half. Cheyenne Mountain's got a very good field hockey team. That was a great tie for this Liberty team, so they do have the ability to come from behind. They gave up that early goal to the St. Mary's Academy. We'll see if the Lancers can get it back.
Madeline Bourgeois setting up for the free hit here. Tried to send it into the middle. Dudavor can't get it. Matheson chasing it down, but they can't catch Darian Smith, who sends it up the left sideline. Jessica Plens cuts it off, sends it back. Not making very many consecutive passes for the Lancers today.
Well, and that's been an Achilles heel for them all season long, and especially on these free hits. And there's a good example right there when you finally get possession of it, you get set up and you want to try to find an open player, and it seems like a lot of times you make that pass and you see something that's there, and all of a sudden it's not there and it goes the other way.
Inside, they're going to call an obstruction against the Wildcats again. And again, it's just, it's almost a natural instinct to obstruct when you've played any other sport, and a lot of these girls come from other backgrounds, soccer, some even play, ice hockey, and it's just their natural thing that you think about is putting yourself between the ball
Yes. Yep.
and the goal, and you cannot do that in this sport.
Another sport that, as we talked about field hockey, its second season at Liberty. Well, where did they get some of their players from? Well, they drew some from soccer. They've drawn a lot from lacrosse, which is also a spring sport, and very similar in a lot of ways to field hockey. But again, all of those sports, you use your body to protect that precious item, whether it's the ball, the puck, whatever it might be, and you can't do that out here.
Nope, here come the Lancers trying to move it inside. Bomberg, has it stolen away. Good job defensively there by Lily Karbowski.
Well, I almost just Charlie Browned away from her. I mean, the ball was right there as she was just going to take a swing at it, and it was just stolen right in front of her.
Lancers now back on defense. Has a free hit on the far side of the field for Darian Smith.
Substitution coming in for Liberty. Sophomore Tori Flaherty comes into the game. She'll be playing in the midfield.
The Wildcats doing a great job of getting sticks in front of the Lancers. Every time they're trying to pass, they're doing a good job tackle blocking with their sticks. Here's Neal inside. Try to get it to Smith. And that's going to be a foot and a corner.
Well, that's an unfortunate balance for Liberty. Kate Hatchell came in, and that ball was coming right at her. She puts her stick down and plays it with the stick. It rolls right up the stick, hits her in the leg, and leads to a corner for St. Mary's, their 7th of this game.
Avery Butler's been busy on corners for the Wildcats. And the Lancers really want to play some good defense here. They've got Rychecki up front alongside Karbowski. That's where Butler's gone with 5 of her 6 previous ones, and this time she'll come out to the other side to Neal. And a great job there. Again, the good defense by Kylan McCullough, who's done a great job all day for the Lancers.
That's a terrific play by McCullough. And I don't know how that ball didn't hit her in the leg or the foot. She got the stick in front of it, played it off the stick, and knocked it out of the circle.
Now they'll come back. Rychecki beats Bourgeois, comes inside, and that one comes off another foot call.
That was Julia Anarumo that was fronting that shot and just couldn't get her stick on it. So a free hit coming up for the Wildcats.
And this time they get a call in the opposite way, and the Wildcats will bring it back the other way. 7 minutes left here in the first half. Lancers trying to move it ahead to Bomberg. Bomberg in midfield, pushing it forward. Gets it to Dudevor. Over to Bomberg on the right-hand side. Quickly caught up from behind by Darian Smith, and they're going to call her for obstruction, and it'll be Lancer ball right there. Here comes Bomberg. Sweeps it across to Anarumo, who had that nice shot earlier and just missed. Anarumo now pushes it, tries to send it goalward now. Nice move inside. Bomberg plays it. It has to be kicked out of bounds off of the goaltender, but a good job there by Kate Frankmore.
Well, Liberty hasn't had a lot of opportunities on their offensive side of the field, but when they do, they seem to get a pretty good shot off. And again, that started with Riley Hatchell in the middle, who made a great outlet pass right down the center. It got Liberty going in the right direction, but the shot goes a little wide. They got to get that ball in the circle, and they need to get a violation, get a corner of some kind. They just can't sustain any kind of offensive pressure against this Wildcat team.
But the ball so far staying down here on the Liberty side of the field. Riley Hatchell will play it. There's a hit inside. Bourgeois can't handle it. Anarumo's in there. Bourgeois trying to still play that ball, and we've got a call on the far side. And a free hit. Getting it to Hatchell. Stolen away by the Wildcats, and here they come.
Well, that was a ball right there. You'd like to see that pass go in the circle rather than come back outside in a place that was contested.
This is Jasmine Beal coming all the way up the field, and finally a whistle. I believe they're going to get Hatchell for that, and we got a corner again.
Well, and that's been the difference in this one. Liberty just can't sustain any offense, and as soon as St. Mary's gets it down, they do get it in the circle. They get a violation call, and we'll line up for another corner, and see, back to take it. That Butler again?
Yep, Butler will take it. And she was talking to Rychecki on her way over there. Maybe she's going to go to Reagan with this pass. We'll see what she does. She will sweep it out off the corner. Sends it to Rychecki. That's Neal on the side. Another good job defensively there by the Lancers. There's a shot inside and a goal. That was a nice cross shot right there, and give that goal to Lily Loftus, I believe, who's in the game.
Sure was. Boy, good hard shot, and then it elevated, it deflected off of somebody in front, and then Loftus, here's a good look at it. There's that shot right off the bounce, and turning that stick over. Again, you can't use the rounded side, the back side of the stick. Does a great job with her hands, turns it over, and bats that in, and the Wildcats go up 2-0.
Vera Logan with the assist on that one. And Lily Loftus, the captain, the junior captain, puts St. Mary's Academy up 2-0. Rychecki sweeping it over to Addie Dwyer now in the game for the Wildcats. Making the Wildcats retreat a little bit. Schwab trying to run this one down on the side. Neal gets to it first, and there comes Loftus again. Nice cutoff there by Hatchell. That's Kate Hatchell, the defenseman for the Lancers. Did a good job.
Boy, and Brian, that's really a tough place to make a play. Kate Hatchell is offhanded. She's right-handed. It's tough to make that play on the left side.
Loftus comes inside, and we're going to get another corner for the Wildcats. The Wildcats have really been pressuring the Lancers today, and is this their 9th corner?
This is their 9th corner. They've got 6 shots on goal, 4 saves by Jensen, 2 of them that have gone in the net. And when you spend the whole half defending, it's dangerous business, and that's what happens. You get yourself behind. But boy, credit St. Mary's the way that they've played, and they've taken this game to Liberty right from the very beginning.
Maddie Wilton joins Rychecki and Karbowski at the top of the circle here as they move the corner to the other side. They'll push it ahead. That's Logan. Logan again sends the ball in there, and this time it hit a leg, and it'll come out.
Well, and again, St. Mary's, they had players, they had bodies right in front that seemed wide open. That ball just went off of one of their legs, and again, here's the Wildcats intercepting that free hit.
Rychecki pushing it forward. But no, a whistle and Lancer ball.
As we talked about in the pregame show, both of these teams, you looked at them on paper, very even. They each have 2 wins on the season, and they've come against the exact same teams, Arapahoe and Smoky Hill this season.
Loftus couldn't get a shot. Good job defensively for Hatchell, but couldn't run it down. Almost ran right into our photographer, Rob Parrish, over there. There's a look from his camera as Vera Logan puts the ball back in play. It's going to go out. It'll be a 16-yard hit for the Lancers.
Boy, speaking of being in play, our cameraman, Rob Parrish, has been in play. He's had the entire half right down in front of him. He had a ball come in on his foot. He had a player come right at him, and there's a great shot from that camera right there on the field. Rob Parrish doing the work.
And Hatchell puts it back in play. Try to get it to Schwab. Stolen away by Loftus. Into Rychecki. You try to get it back to Loftus, but this one is going to go out, and we'll have another 16-yard hit for the Lancers.
Well, and a great idea. I mean, you don't see a whole lot of give and goes that are that clean like that. A little pass and a give right back, and they just miss connecting on it.
Ken Hatchell plays it forward. There's a whistle. The Lancers will take it. Lancers got to get moving. Trying to get it to Bomberg up front. Bomberg tries to play it. Now, good hustle by the Lancers there, and Madeline Bourgeois trying to push it to the middle of the field. Dudevoir comes back to get it. And there's a whistle, Wildcat ball.
Well, we talked about all of these players. Most of them, they play another sport. Mac Dudevoir goes in on that one like a face-off. Well, she's a hockey player. She plays ice hockey over at Rampart, and she is a good, aggressive player on this Lancer team. You could see the play right there in the midfield.
And we talked earlier about how odd it is that you can't use your body to shield the player from the ball. And here we go. The Lancers might be in business with a free hit right here. Bourgeois moves it to the left, sets it up, sends it into the circle. It hits a player, and we are going to have a first corner of the day for the Liberty Lancers. time running out. They better set up quickly as the clock runs down here into 20 seconds.
Now here's another one for you, Brian. When you talk about some of the oddities, well, if the clock runs out, they will still continue to play out the corner. So they'll set the ball down on the baseline. They'll insert this right into the top of the circle, and even if this clock expires, they will play out the corner.
Kylan McCullough will sweep this one into action. She gets it to Bourgeois. Bourgeois up front, sends it inside. Players right there. Just goes off Dudevor and out of bounds. And that will do it for the first half. But a nice try there by the Liberty Lancers. But that's the way we'll end the first half. Liberty finds themselves down 2-0 to St. Mary's Academy Wildcats. We'll come back with more here from District 20 Stadium right after this on 20 TV. Welcome back to District 20 Stadium. We're just about ready to start the second half. Brian German alongside Dave Toller. The St. Mary's Academy Wildcats have a 2-0 lead on the Liberty Lancers. And Dave, they had so many corner hits in that first half, you just knew they were going to score sooner or later.
Well, Brian, it was only a matter of time. I mean, Liberty spent that entire half, 30 minutes, defending in their own end. I mean, you've got to find a way to get the ball on the other side of the field. But the corner kick, St. Mary's had 9 corners. Liberty didn't get one until the last 30 seconds of the half. St. Mary's with 6 shots on goal. Liberty they have yet to get a shot on net. They did have one good chance. Julia Anarumo took a shot about 13 minutes left in that period and took one and sent it just wide of the cage. But when you look at just the numbers, I mean, a period that was just dominated by St. Mary's.
There you see a plane flying in the distance here at District 20 Stadium, Peterson Air Force Base. Right down south of us here. It's probably where that big guy's headed.
Yeah, got a great shot of Hercules, the C-130.
Yep.
That's our flyby for the day, right?
Yeah.
Halftime flyby.
It only takes them the entire halftime to get over the field.
It's 100 yards. It's a long way.
There's a whistle, and the refs have donned jackets now, so it's going to be harder to see them. They were in their nice pink fluorescent earlier. Anarumo will take the free hit here. Quickly push it ahead to Matheson. Matheson trying to take the ball off the official. And the Lancers look to be in business, but it's taken away. Good job by Matheson to block that one. Anarumo's back there, but here come the Wildcats. Wildcats do a good job of pushing that ball up the field when they get possession.
They do, and they seem to be in position all the time. It looked like Liberty had a little something going. Matheson had the ball, had it down in the corner. She looked up to see if she could make a pass, and boy, before she knew it, the Wildcats had it, took it away, made 2 quick passes, and they get it out to midfield.
Darian Smith had to tie her shoe there. And now we're back in action. Lancers doing a good job. Not giving her anywhere to go with it. She tries to lift it, stolen away by Dudevor. Pushing it ahead to Bourgeois. Madeline couldn't run it down, but Matheson can. Anarumo and Matheson play catch a little bit. Oh, and they're going to call an obstruction right there by the Lancers.
Yep, sure is, and that's just a perfect case of it. Your back's to your own net. You got the ball, and you just try to make a turn move, and you get called for obstruction.
Here's Matheson moving in. Liberty, let's see if they can retain some possession here. Bourgeois. Nope. That ball was too high, dangerous ball, and it'll be Wildcats.
And I think that's the idea right there, but you got to keep the ball down. I mean, she took a good swing at it. That's a good hard drive, but that ball was rising, and as it gets above the knees and even up into the waist area, they will call that a dangerous ball, and it goes over to the Wildcats.
Avery Butler plays the ball across the field. Nice steal by Penny Schwab. Penny Schwab's played a lot of time here for the Lancers in this game.
Yeah, made a real nice play with the stick as that ball bounced up on her. She caught it, took it away, and here's Riley Hatchell with it in the midfield.
Trying to push it forward to Bourgeois. Bomberg gets a call, and here come the Lancers moving forward. Riley Hatchell again will take the free hit. Sending it over, try to get it past Schwab to Bomberg on the side. Schwab now has it. She'll go to Bomberg. Bomberg, we mentioned, the most dangerous player on this Lancer team, sends it inside. They're in the circle, but the Wildcats have it. We get a call, and we're going to have another corner for the Lancers.
Well, it took him a while. I was just get the ball in the circle. They kept passing it to the outside, and they'd make a short pass. Get it into the circle. Good things happen when you get in there, and once they got it in, they got the football, and Liberty will get a offensive corner.
Kylan McCullough and her teammates huddled up there a little bit, talking about the play. Listen, outside. Nice move by Bourgeois. Bourgeois on the left. And another whistle. And again, a corner for the Lancers. Well, this looks like the first half with the team swapping.
It certainly does. A good start for Liberty. And as their coach, Jessica Nurkowski, was telling me, with these corners offensively, the girls on the field kind of decide what play they want to run and where they want this ball to go, and let's see what they came up with.
McCullough comes out to Hatchell. Hatchell tried to play it into the circle, and again, another call. Darian Smith was.
Yep, went right off of the foot of Darian Smith, and that was Riley Hatchell stopping that ball and maybe took a little too much time with it, but when she let it go, went off the foot of Darian Smith, and another corner for the Lancers.
McCullough this time comes to Anarumo. Anarumo tries to play it forward. Good job of the Wildcats just coming out and just defending the ball. There's a steal. Lancers shot by Hatchell inside. Several girls in the circle, but I believe it hit a foot down there, and it's going to come out and be Wildcats ball.
It sure did. I think it might have hit Tina Bomberg, and boy, I like the way that play unfolded right there, though. Good steal, turn around, send that thing right into the circle. A couple of bodies down there for Liberty, but just didn't get the bounce.
Lancers doing a good job keeping the ball on their half of the field so far this half. And a nice steal there by Jessica Plenz. Plenz will push it forward. Looking for Dudevoir. And we get a call, and again, a free hit here for the Lancers. Bourgeois sets it up. She'll come to the corner with it. And another hit by Butler right there. Obstruction. Lancers get it again. Avery Butler steals the ball and gets it outside. Hatchell, Riley Hatchell, comes back. She'll send it into the circle, but nobody there for the Lancers. Lots more intensity here on the offensive end for the Lancers here in the second half. They've done a great job.
Well, like two completely different teams. I mean, you'd have liked to seen this team come out of the locker room to start the game. Instead, they got off to a slow start, but, boy, picking it up here in the second half.
And another corner for the Lancers. Is that their third, Dave?
That is their fourth of this half.
Fifth of the game. Fifth of the game.
Yep.
So we will see them set this up now. Like to see them attack, and like you said, so far when they're getting these sweeps out to the front, they're stopping the ball and just taking too much time with the ball, and the Wildcat defenders are right in their face. If they can quickly pass it once they stop it, they might be in business. Schwab with a stop here. Passing it forward, sweep it into the circle. Players are in there. Nice shot by Dudevoir, and is blocked.
Well, good chance. That was a save right there, and Dudevoir will get a look at it here on the highlight. There's the corner. It gets past. Schwab makes the stop, though. Here's the stop. It's in the circle, comes right over to Dudevoir, turns and gets a shot, but a nice save by the goaltender coming across. That was Kate Frankmore.
Wildcats coming out now. And another call, and the Lancers will keep it. This really is flop from the first half, where the Wildcats had the ball for most of the first half on their end. Lancers pretty much turning the tables here in the second half. Riley Hatchell will set up the free hit here from the sideline. Goes off of a player and out of bounds.
Well, and we'll see if the Lancers can get the same results that St. Mary's did early.
I was looking at that picture. That was not Rob Parrish anymore down there.
No, a
Someone
switch
else.
on the camera guys down there.
Someone else down there. It looks like Corey Morlock. Riley Hatchell. We're going to get a corner. The official pointing at Darian Smith. And another corner for the Lancers. The sixth of the game. Let's see if they can set something up. This is how, if the Lancers can get a good play off a corner, they can get themselves right back into this game, down 2-0.
It's exactly what they need. I mean, they got to get something good to happen. They're getting opportunities now. Now, once you get those opportunities, you have to find a way to finish.
Bourgeois will get this sweep. She misses.
Well, we wanted to see a good drive going in toward the net, and that was a big swing and just could not connect. And Wildcats get it, but boy, Liberty comes right back, takes it away.
Good job. Penny Schwab's been playing great when she gets in there, getting possession back for her team. And again, it's Riley Hatchell. Looking inside, Anarumo. And a call and back to the Wildcats.
I think that went off of Anarumo's foot as she was trying to make that pass and just rolled off of her stick, and she touched it. But, well, again, Liberty active, trying to get a steal in the midfield.
McCullough had come forward there, and here come the Wildcats. Nice swing. Vera Logan has done a great job, and ow. Penny Schwab took that one. Good thing to have shin pads, but not a lot of protection for these players out on the field, and that ball is hard.
That is very hard, and it is a little cool out there. There's some sun and some shadows, but that's going to sting.
Whistle. Reagan Rychecki with the ball. She'll send it forward. And a nice steal there. And there's a trip and a call, and the Lancers will get the ball, and we're going to have a card. Are we going to get a card here?
I think we are. Yeah, it's going to go. That's a trip, and it's it almost goes down as an intentional foul. She was trying to play it, but you can see the ref go in and make that motion like, hey, you can't take a swing at the legs and trip the player. No call on it, but almost like a little teaching moment right there. We'll get a look at it right there, and there's the stick that gets under the feet of Dudevois.
I don't mind that so much. A lot of these players haven't played this sport very long. It's nice that the officials take the time to explain to them what happened and, maybe give them the benefit of a call here and there. Matheson pushing it forward. Dudevois. And another free hit for the Lancers. About 5 feet out the circle. Bourgeois. And we will do a free hit again. Bourgeois maybe a little bit skittish after the miss on the one hit. Now pushes it into Anarumo and
another free hit for Liberty. Well, these are opportunities here. Get this ball in the circle.
Yeah.
Get in there and draw a violation.
Comes Matheson on the outside. It's just the Lancers have just too many Wildcats around them as they try. And that one, tough one for Bourgeois. She takes it up high. That's a dangerous ball, and it's going to be a corner hit for the Lancers. Bourgeois looks to be okay.
Yeah, she had to fix the goggles on that one. Boy, that ball got up and got her pretty good. Good thing they wear no helmets in this sport, but they do wear the goggles. They have some eye protection. It's a good thing on that one because that ball got right up into the goggles.
McCullough sends it to Hatchell. Hatchell tries to gather it. Now over to Anarumo. Anarumo sends it inside. Dudevois. Nice job. Dudevois is there. Score! The Lancers have scored and cut this lead in half. Dudevois with the goal. Mac Dudevois, the junior, that's her second goal of the season.
And second goal in her last 2 games. She scored against Cheyenne Mountain last week. Let's take a look at it right there. There's Mac Dudevois. Stops it, comes back right after it, stays with it, and scores the goal. It all started with the play of Riley Hatchell that took that corner kick or corner shot, gets it in, and Mac Dudevois stays with it. 1 save, rebound, back of the net, her second of the season.
Well, it really was a nice save by Kate Frankmore in the first one. Got the stick down, stopped the ball, but unfortunately off the rebound, Dudevois gets the goal, and the Lancers were celebrating. It's 2-1. Lancers trying to keep this pressure on the Wildcats. Wildcats, for their part, trying to play in the offensive end for the first time in this half.
Must be something with this field, Brian. It seems like
maybe it's tilted.
It must be. I don't know if grass can grow on a turf field, but it is growing on the end to our left over here. There's not a lot of activity on the north end of this field.
Darian Smith sends it. Nice job by Rychecki to send it inside. And it'll be a corner, first corner of this half for the Wildcats. Wow, just that quickly, the Wildcats got back in and get the call to get the corner.
Well, and for Liberty here, you just scored. You got a little momentum. You've had the ball the whole time. You got to find a way to kill off this corner.
Haley Ryan and Vera Logan and Reagan Rychecki. Primary targets right here. They'll come to Logan. Logan sizes it up, sends it inside. Nice save and good job defensively there by Riley Hatchell. Tries to play it ahead. Stolen away by Logan. Vera Logan has really been active on the offensive end for the Wildcats today, and the Lancers get a call, and they'll get the ball back.
Well, we'll take a look at that corner by the Wildcats. Here it comes in. You'll see the quick shot that comes off. Good save here by Christina Jensen. Gets in with the pads. swept away there by Kate Hatchell. Nice job by the Lancers.
The Wildcats come right back at it, but a great job there by Penny Schwab to pull that ball out. Stolen right back by Lily Loftus. Loftus down the right wing, tries to send it into Rychecki. It goes off and out of bounds, and we're going to have a corner.
Yep, it's going to go off the foot of one of the Liberty players that was down low. So back-to-back possessions here for St. Mary's that they will get corners on.
It's almost like the Lancers made the Wildcats mad.
It certainly looks like it. I mean, they didn't spend a whole lot of time on this end of the field the beginning of this second half, but well, they've been down here for a while now, and see if the Lancers can get this one out of danger and get it back going the other way.
Butler will put it in play. This time it's Darian Smith. And they're alongside Ryan and Rychecki. Rychecki will gather the ball at the front, send it over to Smith. Smith sends a shot in, save right there. Players inside, and a good job defensively by Plens. However, it must have hit her foot because it's another corner. Here's another look at it.
Well, and another good save by Christina Jensen. There's the pass in from the corner. Here comes the shot, and boy, big lane to shoot down, tip in front as well, and a good kick save there by Jensen.
Good defense there by the Lancers. And they'll push that ball up, and here they come. Bomb, that's Dudevor trying to make it down the right-hand side. Cut off quickly by the Wildcats, but a good job as it goes out of bounds, and the Lancers push that ball well out of their own end, and they are back in business on offense.
Again, that was Kate Hatchell with that long outlet pass. Put it in a great spot where Mac Dudevor could turn and get it going upfield.
Riley Hatchell pushed it ahead. This is Bourgeois. Getting the ball to where the official wants it for the free hit. Bourgeois comes down. She'll send it inside the circle. There's Dudevor again, and they're going to get a corner out of it. Look out. The Liberty Lancers are on the move here.
That's a great play by Madeline Bourgeois, and that's just how you draw it up on those free hits. A one-touch, push it ahead, get a little momentum, step into it, fire it into the circle, and when you do that, good things happen. You get it off the foot, you get a violation, and you go back, you see Kylan McCulloch that's going back for this corner.
I did notice the Lancers don't pounce on the ball as quickly off of corners as the Wildcats do. Watch the Wildcats come out of this goal as soon as McCulloch puts it into play, and they just run right out at Bourgeois. Back into the circle. This is a dangerous area. Bomberg's in there. Coming back inside, the Lancers trying to get possession. Nice move here. Boy, that was tough as Anna Rumo, I thought, might have been able to turn and get a shot off there. Here she comes back with it. Looking to get it back into the circle. Stolen away by the Wildcats. And back up the field they come.
Well, there's just not a lot of room to work. When that ball does get in the circle and gets down close to the net, everybody converges from both teams. It's hard to get anything going in there, but certainly looked like Liberty may have had a chance. They just couldn't get a stick on it.
So the Wildcats will put it back into action. Avery Butler did what I do with my golf swing right there. Hit more ground than ball, but still the Wildcats kept it. Now Schwab with the steal. Penny turns around. And we got a call. Wildcat ball. Now we're coming down to 13 minutes left in this game, and the Wildcats holding on to that one-goal lead. Lancers trying to get the ball back, get possession back in their offensive end. Here come the Wildcats. Pushed forward, trying to get it to Rychecki. That hit a foot. They'll get a free hit from there.
Well, you like the intensity of this Liberty team in the second half, though. You can certainly see it on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, they're contesting every single ball, and you just wonder if they would have played the first half like they are the second half, they might not be in the position they are in right now, down a goal.
Jessica Plens tried to clear it. Nice job defending there by Haley Ryan, and Plens takes it right back. And taken right back again by Darian Smith. She'll run to the corner with it and try and push it into the circle. She does so, but a good job there by the goaltender. Once again, Christina Jensen kicking that one out.
I mean, it was good work back and forth by both teams. Jessica Plens made a couple of nice stops as you get a shot of the Liberty coach. That's Jessica Nurkowski right there. But Plens was battling for that ball. She ends up losing the battle. The shot comes in, and Christina Jensen there once again for the Lancers.
Here's Rychecki putting that ball back into play. They try to go back inside to her. Good job defensively by Hatchell, and it went off of a foot of the Wildcats, and it'll be Lancer ball.
And Liberty's got to get something going quickly here. Just under 12 minutes left. They got to get down the other end of the field and get some opportunities.
Try to get it ahead to Bomberg. Every time the Lancers trying to push it to Bomberg, Bomberg couldn't play it. Wildcats coming through on the backside. Lily Loftus over there. Lancers played inbound. Nice sweep to Schwab. Schwab tried to push it forward. And a good cutoff there by Anna Rumo.
Well, and Tina Bomberg just hasn't had a whole lot of touches in this game. And you know that with St. Mary's, they look at the stats just like we did. And you look at that number. She's got 7 goals this season, and they've got somebody marking her everywhere she goes, as they should. She's been the best offensive player for this Liberty team all season.
This time cut off by Kate Hatchell on the backside. There's a whistle. Pushed forward by the Wildcats. Too much obstruction there. They keep getting obstruction calls, and now we will come inside and get another corner for the Wildcats.
I'll see if Liberty can come out. And as you talked about earlier, Brian, you watch St. Mary's defensively and how they just race out of the cage and they seem to break everything up. We'll see how Liberty defends this. They cannot move until that ball is touched, or they'll lose a player. They'll lose one person that has to go back to the midfield. So they have to stay until there's contact.
Avery Butler sends it out to Rychecki. Rychecki winds up, sends it inside. Good job by the Lancer defenders there in there, but it hit a foot. It's going to be another corner for the Wildcats.
Well, good job by St. Mary's on that, though. They fielded that first pass, touched it, dropped it down, and fired that inside, and led to a violation. And another corner here for St. Mary's, their 3rd of the half, 12th of the game.
Butler again sends it out to the middle to Rychecki, who stops it, sends it over to Smith. Smith sizes it up, sends it inside, bouncing ball in there. Lancers trying to play it tough. Rychecki now tried to get a stick on it, and a great job defensively inside there by Hatchell. Kate Hatchell stopping Rychecki in her tracks.
Oh, you talk about battling for one in there. I mean, St. Mary's doing a nice job. They got that ball and just created some chaos right in front of Christina Jensen.
Here comes Rychecki again. Again, it's Hatchell sending it out to Penny Schwab. And Arumo now to Schwab. Rychecki keeps the pressure on for the Wildcats. And we're going to get another corner, and that's just a good job by Reagan Rychecki, just keeping the pressure on against the Lancers and forcing them into a violation and getting a corner out of it.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, it seemed like Liberty had something going. They got the ball out of the circle. They got it out to about the 25, and just quickly St. Mary's pounced on it, turned it back the other way, got it in the circle, and they'll line up for another corner.
Butler sends it out to the center. This time they try and move Rychecki into the middle of the circle, and there's another violation and another corner for the Wildcats.
And again, that was Kate Hatchell that stepped up on it, and that pass was really going to nobody over on the far side. And Kate Hatchell stepped right in between 2 Wildcat players and tried to play that ball, went right off the heel of the stick, right into her foot. Another opportunity here for Butler.
Butler has Vera Logan over here along with Rychecki, now who's in the center. Rychecki will handle the ball, stop it, gets it back to Logan. Logan couldn't get it by Matheson. Rychecki finds it, sends it inside. They've got players down low. Lancers battling down in there, and they're going to call this time the foul against the Wildcats, and the Lancers will get the ball.
Good battle by Riley Hatchell. You see her right there as she'll take that free hit, and well, that was a good ball that went into the circle by the Wildcats, but nice job by Hatchell.
Bourgeois trying to battle, and obstruction called on the Wildcats. She'll hit it. Blocked quickly there by the Wildcats. A good job by Maddie Wilton in the midfield. Pushing it forward to Darian Smith. Smith trying to work on Jessica Plenz, who loses her footing and falls down. They're going to call a foul on the Wildcats.
Yeah, she fell down. She was tripped up from behind, just trying to poke at that ball right from behind Plenz, and she just stepped on the stick and went down, and boy, St. Mary's comes right back. They get the turnover.
Here's Rychecki looking right inside. A good dive forward by the goaltender, and we've got a goal. Tough play there by Christina Jensen as she tried to get on that ball and just couldn't stop Rychecki.
Boy, just great ball handling coming all the way through. And let's take a look at it right here. That's Rychecki, comes in, forehand, turns the stick over. There's the shot. Jensen dives and pokes it away. The goal was scored. Was that Loftus?
Logan,
Loftus?
I believe it was Vera Logan,
Logan.
on the outside. Here it is, another look.
17.
Yep.
The
ball was loose out there. If Jensen could have got her hands on that thing, she probably could have stopped it, but she could not do it, and Liberty's going to take a timeout, and we're going to do the same. It's 3-1. St. Mary's Academy leading the Liberty Lancers. We'll be back with more here on 20 TV. Back at District 20 Stadium, Brian German alongside Dave Toller. Girls High School lacrosse. The St. Mary's Academy Wildcats have just taken a 3-1 lead on the Liberty Lancers, and that was a big goal for the Wildcats. A 2-goal lead with just 7 minutes remaining.
Oh, it certainly was, Brian, because this second half, at least early in the second half, was all Liberty. Liberty was all over them. They scored a goal. They cut that lead to 2-1, but boy, the mountain got a little taller for this Lancer team, giving up that last goal. But that was a pretty goal. I mean, Rychecki did all the heavy lifting. She did all the dribbling through, took the shot. Jensen makes a save, and then Logan there for the rebound.
So now the Wildcats can pretty much just play defense, sink back and play defense if they want to. Goes out of bounds. They will retain possession. I've been impressed with Vera Logan's play today. She got that goal on that, but she seems to hit that ball or push that ball farther than most of the players out on the field today.
Well, she really does, and that's a skill. I mean, we've seen there's a couple of Liberty players. Riley Hatchell's had a couple of those, but Vera Logan's been very good and very consistent with it. And when we talked to the coaches for this Liberty team, that's one thing they mentioned was consistency. And again, remember, this is a young team. They've only been together a year and a half, but trying to get them to play consistent has been a challenge for the coaching staff.
So defense played on Rychecki right there, and they're going to call an obstruction on Rychecki, who had her back to the goal, back to the ball, and generally you're going to get that call. So Riley Hatchell will pick it up and play it forward. Dudevor has Matheson. She'll try and run it up the side. Wildcats scatter back on defense, get a call there, and here come the Lancers. Should move more players forward as Anarumo sets up here. Julia Anarumo to Bourgeois. She had Dudevor on the run but couldn't get around the Wildcat defense.
Well, and unlike in soccer, there is no offside, so you can send that far side forward as deep as you want. The challenge is getting that ball all the way through all the sticks and feet, but if you can you can certainly try to stretch and get those forwards going.
Riley Hatchell tried to get it to Matheson, who couldn't handle it. It went out of bounds. Kicked forward by the Liberty coaching staff. And we're coming down to 5 minutes now, and you know the Wildcats are going to take their time on these free hits. Dylan Smith with a nice lift inside, but I believe the official called it a dangerous ball.
They did. I don't think it was on the ball so much as the high stick trying to make the catch, and we'll see. Try to get a number on that. That was number 5. That was Rychecki, who took the stick up high, and she had a player right next to her. I think that's where the dangerous play came in. I think the lift was okay, but the high stick with the player next to her led to the violation.
Riley Hatchell, being told where to start this game at, gets a nice hit forward. Lancers will try and play it there. Nope. They call against the Lancers Matheson, and here come the Wildcats. They'll get it forward to Vera Logan. On the side to Karbowski. Logan, nice cutoff there by Penny Schwab. Lancers tried to get it out to Bomberg.
Well, and Liberty really trying to stretch the field. You look about 10 or 15 yards back is Mac Dudevois, who's trying to get behind everyone.
There's a move by Logan. Cut off by Hatchell. Hatchell puts it forward, trying to get Bomberg. No offsides infield hockey. If you're wondering, she can cheat ahead and be ahead of all the defenders, and it won't matter. But at this point, the Wildcats are pushing the issue on the offense. Darian Smith. Blocked by Plens. Nope, hit her foot. Going to be Wildcat ball. Clock continues to run, and it's running out of time for the Lancers. Anarumo. There gets a call, and here come the Lancers. You can feel the urgency as Plens plays this ball forward. Tries to get it by Smith. Good job by Darian Smith. That's one thing the Wildcats have done good all day. Is get in front of the Lancer players and take that ball away. Here's Rychecki. Big hit. Nice stop. Inside shot, and it goes just wide for the Wildcats, but another big save by Christina Jensen.
Well, it was great positioning by Jensen. Boy, that was a hard drive. Here's Rychecki. Big swing, drives it in. There's Jensen, great position in the rebound try. That was off the stick of Haley Ryan, goes just wide of the net, but another great chance there by the Wildcats.
The Wildcats back in business as you come back to live action. Again, Jensen in there stopping the ball. Kicking that one out. Lancers coming out with it. Trying to get it to Dudevoir. And they get the call. Lancers need business with the ball, but they got to move it up the field here with 2.5 minutes left in this contest. Cut off by the Wildcats.
Well, in St. Mary's coming up with about 2 minutes left, just over 2 minutes left, up 2 goals. You would think they're keeping all their bodies back defensively. They're not. They are pushing up, and they just continue to pressure this Liberty team.
We'll see at what time with 2 minutes left. We'll see if the Wildcats do eventually drop back. Trying to get it to Penny Schwab. Cut off there by Karbowski. And they move it forward. Haley Ryan now with it. Anarumo playing it quickly ahead. Here come the Lancers. They have players back. Dudevoir on the run. Bourgeois is there, but cannot turn and get that ball passed upfield. The Wildcats come back with it. Darian Smith. Stolen by Anarumo. Stolen back by Smith. Pushing it forward. Good job by Haley Ryan. To Smith and the Lancers. Unfortunately, having to play too much defense here in the second part of this half. Get the ball. Wildcats have really done a good job of cutting off those outlet passes and stopping anything from the Lancers in the last 10 minutes of this half, stopping them from being able to get that ball on their side of the field.
Well, they have, and boy, Liberty came out the second half. They had a ton of fire, a ton of intensity, and they took the play to St. Mary's, but you got to credit St. Mary's. They weathered the storm. They did give up a goal, but when they got possession, they brought it right back to Liberty, and they got that all-important third goal that put them up 3-1 in this game.
Coming out of the final 30 seconds, Bomberg gets it to Schwab. Try to get it back to Bomberg. Good defense again by the Wildcats. Schwab battling with Logan, and they're going to give it to the Lancers. That clock is rolling. Hatchell sending it forward. It's going to come into the circle. The closest player is a Wildcat. Dudevor battling with her right there as it comes down, of course, close to our camera on the right sideline. 5 seconds now. The Lancers, Matheson trying to play it into the circle, cut off by the Wildcats, and that'll be the way this one ends. The final 3-1. The Liberty Lancers fall to 2-8-2 on the year, and for St. Mary's Academy, they go to 3-5-2. But Dave, a pretty good game that we watched today.
Well, it really was, Brian. It was two completely different games. You look at the beginning of the game, St. Mary's came out. They had all the intensity. They were all over Liberty, went up 2-0. Liberty came back, just dug themselves too big of a hole early. They did get a goal early in the second half, but bouncing right back, St. Mary's got the third goal, and they go on to win this game 3-1.
The final score was 3-1, St. Mary's Academy over the Liberty Lancers. Like to shout out to all of our crew today: Adam Drake, Corey Morlock, Rob Parrish, Tim Saratori, and Larry Hinken on cameras. Rob Parrish and Corey Morlock directing, and of course, Adam Parker on the replay machine. For my partner Dave Toller, I'm Brian German. Thanks for watching today. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on 20 TV.